Hey there! I wanted to take a second to let you know two of the most important elements that we look for when we're trying to set up a trade. The first of those elements is a significant level of support and resistance. For us, a significant level of support and resistance is where every trade begins and ends. Okay, so you can see, and also in addition, in this video we're going to show you some examples of trades to watch for that are up and coming that you can be prepared for and possibly make profit from. So significant level of support and resistance. Do you see this resistance right here? This level in and around, let's say 8850, 8900, right in that region. Price popped up to it right here and rejected and sold off. Came right back up to it again. If you're paying attention to support and resistance, and then you know the clues at support and resistance to watch for, as it hit this area, it didn't just plow straight through and take off like over here and continue on up. It rejected and rejected and rejected and was telling a story that it may want to sell off from that region. Well, guess what? Now we're back there again. So now we're watching for this same information. Are we going to plow through like we did over here over the next couple of weeks and set up a what we call a breakout retest, where you break the resistance level, pop up, and then pull back to it for some buying? Or are we going to repeat the rejection of this area and sell off a bit? Maybe not quite as far as this did this last time, but sell off possibly down toward these moving averages we have here. Okay, so we're keeping an eye on that. So number one is significant support and resistance. Number two is what we call price path. What happened last time price got to this area or broke this area? For example, like we kind of alluded to earlier, if it plows through this level and takes off to the buy side, then we can see a nice price path. What did it do last time? Well, it broke and pulled back and traveled up several hundred or 1,000 plus pips before getting these significant retracements along the way. This is the price path from history, that if we break this level with some good speed and pace again, this price path may repeat itself. Alternatively, if we pop into this area and we reject like we did over here, and we keep rejecting in this region, then price may sell off for a bit, at least down to the moving averages. And then if we pierce through the moving averages, then there's a price path that shows what? Okay, right in this region, the moving averages changed over to the sell side. There's a level of support here, which I'll zoom in, we can see. And when the moving averages changed over and price broke this support, then we have a selling path down through here. So there's price path. What happened in the past can repeat itself in the now moment. And so those are the two most important elements that we pay attention to. So that being said, on this CAD yen, we're very much paying attention to what's happening at the moment. Because if we do get some strong surge up, then there is price path in the history over here that shows more buying could ensue, and we'll look for buy trade entries based on our MACD3 trading system. And whatever system you may use, same thing, it pops above and you can find possible trade entries with whatever system you choose to trade with. Alternatively, if we do see this rejection here on the CAD yen around 8900 to 90 right in this region, then we will look for selling opportunities for sure down on our entry time frames, the 4-hour and below time frames. Okay, so that's a quick little mini tutorial on price path, but also a currency pair that you very much should pay attention to. Now, the fact that we have a low and then a higher low here, creating sort of what we call a 1, 2, 3 pattern. This is the 1, then a 2, then a 3 lower, higher low, and I shouldn't say we call it a 1, 2, 3. It's generally understood to be called a 1, 2, 3. We definitely did not come up with that, but we definitely do use it and employ it. The higher lows here suggest ultimately we may get higher highs, which would mean a break above, and then price path taking us up a few hundred pips before it has a significant bouncing area. Okay, so we're always looking at significant support and resistance. Where is it now? But also, if it does break and go, where could it go next? Well, there's a pretty big bounce here. Well, that would be 500 plus pips if you're trading on a weekly chart and daily type charts. Okay, so I want to show you a couple more currency pairs to keep an eye on. So CAD yen is pair number 1. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to what happens at this level that we're sitting at. So far there's been quite a bit of daily rejection, and so from lower time frame perspective, we would be seeking to sell. And there have been some little sell opportunities, but it's in pretty tight consolidation. So breaking this down to a lower time frame, here is a support level on the 4-hour chart. If it breaks below that support level, what happens? It sells off for 80 to 100 pips. So in conjunction with the higher time frame knowledge that we're at a significant weekly resistance, a lot of daily rejection, so it's not showing that it wants to punch through immediately. If we were to get a nice little break below this price level, you look left and what happens last time that price level broke? It sells off, as we said earlier, and there could be a nice little sell there. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, let's jump to a different. Okay, AUDCAD. You can see a very significant support level right here. And then when price returned to it again over here, it did about almost a 100 pip bounce. However, once it broke through this support area, what did the price path do? Well, over here, it broke through and sold off about 70 pips. More recently, however, when it broke this support level and this one with some pace and with a strong move, it dropped 185 pips almost, 182 pips, give or take. So if we surge below this level around 99.18 to 20, 99.25 to 99.18, right in this region on the AUDCAD, there could be some more selling, especially considering that we have a strong weekly sell trend based on the way that we analyze trends with a strong histogram on our MACD and a strong sell pattern. And then we have daily, we're coming from kind of a daily sell trade entry with our system. So if we break below this level and get some good speed in the price action, then we could very much follow this path over here and drop down through this region. So the AUDCAD is another one to watch. Now alternatively, if it bounces at this support area and we go back above this little support area here at 99.75, well, if you look left with me for a second, you can see there's some good buying in this area. So if we pop back above 99.75, then there's some buy-in that could go up for 100 to 125, 130 pips. So we'll be paying attention to see what happens here. Do we surge below and get more selling? Or alternatively, do we break back above this old buy spot here and also the historical buy spot and provide some buying opportunities all the way up toward resistance? Keep an eye on that. These are very high value currency pairs at the moment that are in significant levels that if they make these moves we're talking about, some significant pips could follow. Now this is a pair that we pointed out to our members earlier. I would say yesterday actually. And today is July 21st, 2017. So yesterday in the room, in our live trading webinar, we pointed this out, that we had hit a resistance area up here and it's been rejecting. So it hit up here and it's been rejecting. And so if it follows this sell price path, it could come all the way down to here. Alternatively, as we bounce, this could be an area that produces some buying. And so here's how we set that up. We look for the levels of support and resistance that are significant and important. And at the now moment, this 4-hour chart right here at this resistance area is one of those significant and important levels. So for the buy side, if that were to kick in, if we broke above this resistance level around 46.80 or so, then you can see all this buying kicks in and previous price path takes us up these 150 pips or so. Okay? Now alternatively, if we pop below this red level here around 45.86, well, what happens in price action? We sell down another 100 pips or so. So we are keeping an eye. So the first thing we noticed is what happened when we hit resistance. Did it just plow through and make a big solid, strong move like this? No, it rejected and provided selling opportunities based on the MACD3 trading system. And you probably have your own method, but I would keep an eye on the EURCAD if I were you. And this provided these selling opportunities, and with the rejection on the 15-minute chart and the 5-minute chart, to be able to get some pips out of that. All right, so again, the EURCAD, we're looking to see if we break above 46.80 for more buying, or below this 45.80 area for more selling, down toward this support level. All right, so we've talked about the CAD yen, the Aussie CAD, and the EURCAD. Mark those pairs down and keep an eye on those tradable opportunities. And also continue to pay attention to your price path and your levels of support and resistance, because this is where all trades begin, support and resistance, and end, and the price path tells you how it might travel to get there. You want to put these two tools into your tool belt. All right, so enjoy that information. Let's see how these trades play out, and hopefully there'll be some profitable trading for you guys. All right, take care. We'll see you in the next video.